was a terrible dieter. I used to cheat like crazy.
Mm.
Get hard, get 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, and eat a whole pizza, eat a whole bunch of ice cream, and then I'm trying to throw it up and
Uh,
crying in the bathroom. It was terrible. It was not good for me mentally. And then mentally, I was a nutcase, you
mm.
know, moods, angry, you know, mad at the world, and I'm doing it to myself.
Like, what do you think made you start bodybuilding though? Like, what was it?
I played football and I quit football and I needed another outlet and I did bodybuilding and I had instant success at first. And then there's always levels to it. Then you get to that
Yeah,
next level and it's like, damn, this is really hard. I gotta,
yeah.
you get to a certain point. I used to always get to a certain point when I was like almost show ready. And then psychologically it would have hit me that it was very hard. And it's like, I gotta feel like this for the next 6 weeks.
Oh, I
And then
see.
it's like, and then you keep pushing it. And then like at the time I'm immature. So I'm like, I have a stressful day. I go home and eat a whole jar of peanut butter, and then I check in with my coach, and he's like, "Why are you up 10 pounds?" And then I'm like lying to him, and then meanwhile I'm going to Burger King eating like burgers after burger. And then I
Oh
try to
man,
substitute it by doing 2 hours of cardio, and it never worked. I did that for 5 years straight almost.
really?
Yes, and
Wow.
it was the local shows. I'm trying to win the North Carolina title, and I could always get like second, third, fourth, and everybody was like, "This dude has." This is the thing I used to hear. Dude has the best genetics. If I had his genetics, I would win the Olympia. But he's immature and he doesn't have the mindset.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Paradise Pump. And today we have a special guest in the house, Chris Knox, 2025 NPC USA Championships overall champion, aka Mr. USA.
Mr.
What's up,
USA.
Chris?
Oh, first of all, I want to say thanks for having me on. I have my energy. I'm glad you didn't pull me in while I was in prep because kind of antisocial, but now I feel good. And I
Kind of.
finally got that monkey off my back. I've been trying to get it for the past 8 years, that pro card, and finally have it. So I feel great. And it still hasn't settled in that I'm Mr. USA because it's such a big title.
That
Mm,
is a very coveted and prestigious title being called Mr. USA. And welcome to the IFBB Pro
Oh,
Club.
thank you.
that's
Still doesn't
right.
feel real.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know you've been training here for what, 6, 7 years now, probably?
2019, hey
Yeah,
man.
6 years. And I mean, I've seen the growth and how many national shows you did, like what, six, seven,
I've
six,
done 7, and I've been
seven
in
national.
out of all the 7 ones, total, yeah, 7. I've been only 15th once. The rest I was top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
And we
5th,
just see
yeah.
you grow, man, every year, every year. And it's crazy because I remember seeing you and you looked great before. Even when you were smaller, you looked good. And I was like, oh yeah, this might be the year. And every time we'd
Every
be like,
year.
this is gonna be it, dude. You're bringing in the look. And you'd come in third or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, and then I never expected you to turn pro as a super heavy. I thought you would be
I didn't think so either this
pro
year.
as a heavy, but
Yes.
obviously, I guess the judges were obviously like, no, this guy needs to be super heavy. I think
Yeah.
maybe they wanted you to fill out more. And
They said I was missing. I was a little linky and I needed to fill out. It reminds me when you said that that day you walked into the gym and you're like, "What is this even you?"
yeah,
'Cause
yeah, I saw you like what was it, like a 2 weeks out or a week
yeah, it
out,
was something
and I
like
was like,
that.
whoa, and I was like, damn, dude, I was
You
like, that's
basically said I was
crazy.
going to win the show, but I was like, "Don't say that.
I
Don't say
I
that."
say it every time. The last 3 years I've been saying it, but
This year,
well,
I blocked that noise out because I was like, I'm not. I've been second place. I've been third place twice. I've been fourth place, and I'm in fifth. And I'm in fifth. I've been fifth 3 times, I think. I was like, yeah, Japan, I was fifth. The Arnold Class, I was second.
oh
And
wow.
then all the national shows, like the Nationals and the USA's, I did North Americans once, second, third, fifth, and fourth.
Wow.
So
Well, you're a resilient guy, and there's a lot of guys that probably, honestly, I mean, there's a point where they say, "Ah, screw it," like,
I don't have nothing else to do.
yeah. Well, you obviously love bodybuilding,
Yeah, I
right?
do. I'm a scholar of it. I love it. It's like I get addicted to it. I have a very obsessive personality. Anything I like, I get obsessed with until it phases out. But just like when I played football, I was obsessed with it until I couldn't do it anymore. And
Hmm.
bodybuilding is my next obsession. I like training, and bodybuilding is a byproduct of training.
Yeah.
So
So well, I got two different questions, but well, one, I mean, how long do you think you're gonna be doing this now? Now that you
uh,
turn pro, you have any timeline in mind?
speaking of Dave, he was like the next 10 years. But I know with the way I train, that I'm gonna have to be very smart. Because I train extremely heavy. So about 10 years. And we have goals for next year, but another 10 years, hopefully.
Hmm.
I gotta stay healthy. because I know like I'm going to get heavier and I just got to make sure if I can stay healthy another 10 years. But
Okay.
as long as I can go, I don't see myself pulling out anytime soon unless I have to.
Right.
So hopefully I can get another 10 years. And that'll put me at 44 10
Oh,
years from now.
that's not bad.
So,
And so the other question is, when is your next show?
you know, after the show, I was going to jump right in on the circuit. I talked to Derek Lunsford, which was really freaking cool, and he was going to give all the overall winners a direct flight to the Tampa Pro. So I was all excited. I called my girlfriend, talked to my mom. My mom was like indecisive about it. Kat was like, I don't know. That's a deep lineup. And I called Dave, and they all came to agreement that, ride the wave of being Mr. USA for a little bit and come back and be better. And of course, I want to jump in with New York Pro or Pittsburgh, but they're like, no, that's a big boy
Those are
show.
big shows. I'm about to
Yeah.
say that's some
Yeah.
high caliber shit right there.
They were like, do the Cal Pro, put 10 pounds of muscle on and be competitive, and you might be able to win your pro debut. So it's gonna be California Pro and then Legion. That's the two shows I'm aiming towards.
When is
So
the Cal Pro?
I think it's at the end of May. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I got to look at the calendar, but I think it was in May.
Okay.
And
So
Legions is around October-ish, or did they change that
is
date?
it's towards the first of the year, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yes,
Oh, they
'cause
did
it's
change that.
it's already happened. So and it's been a pretty competitive show. Like I think who won it this year? Tonio Burton? Was it Tonio?
I'm not sure.
It's been pretty competitive. It's like the aesthetics are coming back
Yeah.
Mm.
outside of the mass monsters like Gavito and stuff. But it's going to be competitive no matter what. And the Tampa Pro, Jordan Hutchison, congratulations! Like he won USA's in 2021. He beat me. I placed fourth in that show, and he won his pro debut. He beat Quentin. He beat Juan De La Rosa. He beat just 22 guys in that lineup.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
he's done really good. He's going to Olympia.
That's
That was
awesome.
a good USA's because everybody in that top five, including me, won overall. The only person left is Sid. So he's the only
Oh
one, and he's
really?
doing North Americans in 4 weeks. So I hope he gets the overall.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
sorry for going on that rant.
No, that's great, man. I mean, yeah, it's a that was a long road for you to get that
Yeah.
pro card. So
Yes.
it's funny because I think for me when you won, I wasn't even like, oh, he's a pro now. I was like, he won the overall USA. Like that was my thing.
It was all on video too.
Yeah, I was just like, he won the
Oh,
overall
really?
USA. Like I wasn't even thinking about
We
the
was
pro
in the
cards,
middle
dude.
of the podcast and like Jed was streaming
Yeah.
it. Jed was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, that's
know.
what you meant.
Yeah.
I kept refreshing the page until I announced the winner, and then you popped up on the top of the
It's-
screen.
I wasn't even happy for you for getting the pro card. I was thinking, dude, he won the overall USA. Like for me, because that's a big deal. Like
That-
you don't
You're like
understand.
Dave.
Coming from the 90s,
Yes.
I've been to the USA. I was there when Chris Cormier won it. I was there. It was in the early 90s, dude. So that show was huge,
Yes,
dude. And it
that
was
huge.
the lineups were crazy. Like
Yes.
all the guys in the top five, all of them were all going to be like pros.
yeah, those
They
guys.
all one guy won, then the next one, like the next nationals, another guy from that show won. All these guys were all turning pro, and they were all big names, and they would all compete. Right after that, they would do pro shows, and they would
All
place.
top tier pro shows.
Top
too.
tier show, yeah.
It's different now,
know,
but
Flex
it's
won
getting
it.
better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Goodness.
Well, it's a little different now,
yeah.
but yeah. So that for me, I was like, man, that's a hell of a show to win. Like
Overall.
that's freaking
his
great.
reaction's kind of like Dave. It's like I'm in the bathroom. I'm like trying to just get my. It's crazy because I was like, I can't believe I won the overall. So Kenny was like, I text Dave that you won your pro card. So I called Dave, and Dave was like, congratulations on your pro card. I was like, Dave, I won the overall, and he freaks out. He's like, what? You won the overall? I want to cry. I want to cry too.
Yeah.
Like, you won the overall.
see?
Holy cow.
You see, it's the same. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you won. Okay, whatever. Your pro card, yeah. Oh, you won the overall. Like again,
Yeah.
because that's like cemented, dude.
Yes.
It's funny. We was in the middle of streaming. It was like one of those record scratching moments. He was like, "Wait, what?"
I
I know.
gotta find this. I gotta repost this. It's gonna be
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I was like, wow, that's so great. So much work, so much time. And so now, well, you're gonna do a show in May, and I know you said you're gonna try and build a little bit more. What I want to know though is what do you think the difference was, or the difference maker was this past year from when you did North Americans and you came in second, right? And then you did USA, you won the overall, basically about a year apart.
Yes.
What do you think was the difference maker that got you that extra muscle or
Oh.
size or whatever it was? I mean, what do
It-
you think?
I did put a lot of tissue on in a
Yeah.
short duration, but the thing is, I wasn't sleeping last year. You know, in the previous preps, I would take so much hot stem pre-workouts, and I wasn't using my sleep app machine. This year, I put emphasis on going to sleep every night around 8:30, 9 o'clock,
Mm.
and I would wake up still towards the end. I would get 5 to 6 hours a night, but towards the end, I was waking up at 2:30 in the morning. We all know that feeling, like your
Yeah.
appetite keeps you up, but I was sleeping better, and I cut out all caffeine almost, and that was
Oh.
the big difference for me, was the rest. And it's like every year I find something else that I can improve on. This year was my sleep, and
Mm.
that made a help with my moods. I wasn't as
Mhm.
moody, and it just helped with my recovery. And I just
Oh.
had better mental clarity throughout the day. And I was able. Typically, I call out of work too a lot the last 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't call out of work once because like it gets to the point where I'm just miserable, and I'm like I can't function. It's only because I was deprived of sleep in the past. This year, I get my sleep. Don't take every time I took Hostem pre-workout, I was overly irritable and I was up all night. I think
Yeah.
you experienced that before. It's just
For sure.
now I'm just staying away from pre-workout. And I'm like, okay, this is something else. Now going into next season, I got to work on this. I got to find something else, which I got a lot of things to work on,
You
especially
think,
my abs.
you think your workouts got better when you were stemmed out of your mind?
I think it was this year. Once I was tired, but once I got my body moving, I had great workouts.
Okay.
It was all a mental thing, but I had to
That's it.
block out the noise.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't have conversation with anybody. Because as soon as somebody distracts me, it took me out of that zone. So that's why I was like, we'll keep people away from me, my training partner. So that's how it was.
How does that feel? Like, coming in the gym, knowing that people are probably like, "Oh, Chris is kind of an asshole."
I
or,
don't care. I
He's
don't care.
moody, or
I don't
because
care
you know
anymore.
you heard it, right?
Yeah,
You heard it.
yeah. I've
right?
heard it. It's just like one of those things. I guess like this is why I try to stay away from people all year doing so while on prep, because I'm not happy go lucky with them while I'm on all season. Then when I transition to prep, I don't talk to them. They take offense to it. So I learned like just keep my distance,
Mhm.
because I got a 180 personality once from in season to off season.
Yeah.
Just like my lady said, she's like, "Oh gosh, you're like completely different night and day once you start eating," and it's a different mindset. I don't know. I think most competitors are like that. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
their mindset shift. It's hard.
I
You
think
can't
so.
go into a prep happy go lucky. If you're going to suffer a little bit.
There is suffering for
Yes.
sure. I mean, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
There is
Well,
suffering.
Mel's the whole GLP queen.
GLP,
We got the
it
GLP
does
queen over
make
here.
a big
So
difference. I
Yes.
don't know if you used any of
I
that.
haven't.
You didn't use it.
I
You
haven't.
didn't
I know
use it,
a
yeah.
lot of the
It-
competitors did.
They do. A lot of the pros have been using it, and they're open about using it. Even Chase Iron's a big advocate of using GLP ones. Vigorous Steve and so on and so forth. It does blunt the hunger noise a lot, and it puts you in a better mood because you're not always craving,
Yes.
satiating over something. But then, as far as suffering for, your goal. And that makes the big difference of it all. Like that's why pros become pros. You do end up suffering a little bit more, enduring a little bit more than everybody else, and that's the cut above the rest. As far as you talking about sleep and recovery, so many people miss that. I don't know if you remember when people were on this, team no sleep, and you're like, wait,
Oh.
what? That's crazy.
Right. I
Why
remember
would
that.
you do that?
People were hashtagging that. Like
Yeah.
bodybuilders were
Yeah,
hashtagging
right?
that.
It's not
Fitness
smart.
girls were, yeah.
Recovery and everything is so important. Your sleep, you burn, most of your calories. You do your best work in your sleep. I don't know.
Oh yes.
People are missing that.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I think people overlook that a lot because a lot of times I think when people get into prep mode, they're like work, 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 work.
Yes.
If I work hard and if I just work and even if I stay up more, it's good because I'm burning more calories. I'm working hard. I need to just keep going, going, going all the way through. And I think that's what a lot of people think, right?
Yeah.
And then the off season is like, okay, off season rest, grow,
Yes.
grow, right? So there's a different mentality.
Yeah.
And so
And a lot of people who are not in the game, the off season, they just think they can just cut loose, gain 40, 50 pounds of shit weight, and
Yeah.
think they can diet back down for the show looking better. I mean,
Or they usually look
I've
exactly
done
the
that.
fucking same
I've
as the
done
last
that.
contest.
yeah.
Multiple times.
Well-
Come down the same weight.
well, what was your off season weight? What was the heaviest you got to? And then what
285.
was 285?
Yeah, but I stabilized at 275.
dude.
But I actually got right now my rebound phase is where I make the most gains. So I'm gonna probably cap out
Yeah.
at 270, and it's going to be leaner this year because I'm not. Last year I was just binge eating like ice cream and everything. I would eat so much that I would feel sick at night.
Mm.
I'm not doing that. I'm like doing pushaways. So
Okay.
yeah,
Because you competed at 235 in this one,
235, yeah.
and you're what 5'7", right?
Yes.
5'7.5", 5'7".
5'7". I'm short. I'm short.
I know,
You know, with
5'7",
compared to
yeah.
those guys. I know they're asking me if I'm gonna go to 212, and I'm like, those guys are shorter than me. So I'm an open class guy, and with me with another 10 pounds of tissue, I'm gonna look really short. But that's, I think, ideally. I know it's not about weight. It's all about the illusion. But
Yeah.
another 5 or 10 pounds, I think that's good enough. I just gotta really watch my core control because I'm finding it very hard to maintain it now with the amounts of food I'm going to eat here soon.
Mm,
And even on stage this year, I found it hard to control my stomach. But then again, that's my negligence from not training abs. I do it like sporadically throughout prep. I'm like, oh, I'll do abs this week, then the next week I won't train it, or the next week afterwards. Just like
mhm.
my cast. I need to put emphasis on that.
Yeah. I know. I was telling you. I was like, "What's up with the calves, bro? Let's
The
do some
quads are
calves."
getting bigger and my calves are
Yeah.
just looking smaller. So
Yeah, I know. That's a good idea. And then there's always little things you can work on anyway, right?
yes.
It's
Yes.
those little things that are going to separate, right, from the top
Yes.
guys. So you find little things.
But you know, if there's one thing going back to on the asshole comment, you know, if there's one thing
Yeah.
I can, well, I don't know, Mark, it's hard. You know how it is. When you used to prep, it's hard. You remember 2021, I was getting ready for USA's, and you was like laughing at me because I'm getting so irritable at people in the gym, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm glad I'm not dieting. You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's like the suffering. You're just, you know, people on their cell phones and stuff. Like any little thing irritates you, and
Yeah.
it's like I always ask myself, how can you control that? Then once you eat carbs, you're like, damn, I was an asshole, you know?
Right.
But it's like when you're in that moment, you just don't care. It's always after the fact when you do something like after the prep, you're like, oh, I wish I didn't do that, you know?
Right.
But now it's like, I stay away from people, so I don't have to worry about that feeling bad because I didn't talk to anybody this year.
You know, it's interesting because it's so funny because people are sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So you were like, okay, I'm gonna fix this problem by staying away.
Yes.
And then now people are going, oh, he's an ass. He doesn't talk to me anymore because you stayed away, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you're staying away to not be an asshole.
Yes.
Right.
Respectively.
Respectively,
Yes.
like you don't want to be a dick to them, so you're staying away.
Yes.
But then they get offended by that. You know, the world is offended about everything
Yeah.
nowadays, dude. I mean, people get offended by everything.
All my close friends when I go into prep, because it's like even having a conversation on the phone, like it depletes me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they send me stuff like on my Instagram. I don't open their messages. I don't want to see it. It's funny
Uh,
now. Like they're like, finally we can talk to you, and they can send me all the dumb memes and everything else. But when I'm in prep, I put my phone on personal, do not disturb 24/7,
mhm.
and I don't communicate with anybody because it's just like I'm locked in, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get out of that. I've been trying, but every year the level goes up, the intensity goes up, and I get more locked in. And I think going into the Cal Pro, or if I'm ever getting ready for the Olympia, it's probably going to be 10 times worse.
Mhm.
That's why I'm just going to have to lock in and just, you know, it's going to be the same way. I don't think there's any way around it. If I'm
Yeah.
trying to achieve something great, I can't get out of that mindset.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. You know, because everybody reacts to stress in their own way, right? And
Yeah.
that's for you, it's stressful, right?
Yes.
Like the diet, everything is stressful. So you're trying to minimize all the stress around you.
Yes.
And like you said, opening up something or something, it kind of
It's draining.
it can drain
Yes.
on you, right? Whatever
Energetically
it's
draining.
like, oh,
Yeah.
that could take some energy for you, or
Yes.
it could have an effect on your emotional state. So you're like,
Yes.
I don't want to see it. I just want to sit here and just do my own thing, right? And I get that,
Yes.
especially when you're high stress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a couple years ago, you know, I was a fucking mental nutcase.
Oh,
you
wow,
know?
God, yeah.
I'm better
Yeah.
now. I'm still a mental nutcase. I think most bodybuilders are crazy, but 2021, 22, I was a fucking nightmare.
Well,
you
I
know?
remember there was one point where I was like, dude, do you really want to keep doing this? As like a friend, you know, I was just like, bro, because you were, like you said, you were kind of a mess and emotional
Yeah.
mess. And I was like, what's going on? And you know, obviously there was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
You had other things going on at the time. And so I think that made it harder.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I'm glad you stuck it out, you know?
It's a growth thing. It's a maturity thing. It's just a lot of the stuff we use and stuff. I guess I wasn't ready for it. It's
Yeah.
just like, you know,
Yeah.
you try stuff and it's like you think you're ready, but you're not ready, you know. Now I'm like, okay, I know how to manage things and I know how to, you know, if I'm tired or stressed, I can figure it out. I can talk to somebody or I can figure it out. But this
Right.
year I did implement psychotherapy. Leslie Timble, she's a
Okay.
mindset coach.
Yeah.
So she really helped me separate a lot of things.
Mhm.
Like going into the shows, not doing like social media so much, just going out in nature and different things that I implemented
Oh,
that
that's
in the
cool.
past I didn't do, you
Yeah.
know? So
You know, I honestly think I've talked about it at a podcast before. We need more of that, like sports psychotherapists.
Yeah.
We need
yes.
more of it.
it helps.
Yeah, people really underestimate how much how much of this sport or any sport is a mental
Mm-hmm.
game, and it's that self-talk, right? In your head of how you think about things, how your outlook is, and what you're telling yourself every day. Like every day, what's going on in your head, the way that you
Mhm.
talk to yourself, right? I mean, I think people underestimate. It's a huge deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know, like what we do is a personal choice. We chose to put ourselves through this crazy
Yeah.
freaking ringer,
Right.
dieting, prep, and
Yeah.
it is a selfish sport. We do get crazy. Even when I'm in the zone, I don't like. I usually work out at Coast Guard. That's why you guys don't see me here
Yeah.
often. When I'm in prep, it's away from everybody.
Oh, you go
That's
there.
perfect.
Yeah,
Where? Which
Coast
one?
Guard, Coast Guard base,
That's the Sand Island.
San
Oh, you go
Island.
over there.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
I
I'm in
can get
prep.
on there.
Yeah,
Oh, so when
it's
you're
beautiful.
a
It's a
prep, I'm gonna
freaking
go
my
over there.
secret little. Yeah, you can be like, fuck you,
I'm gonna go over there, fuck with you. Mel's like Coast Guard. I'm going.
But I like staying away from people, or I'll do the 4 o'clock in the morning workouts or whatever when I'm in
Oh,
prep.
I
So I'm
see.
away from people, and then like whatever I have to do, the tidbits of finishing up is something that I missed, later on in the afternoons or the day. But yeah, it's not cool that we take it out on our loved ones and our spouses, even though it was our choice and everything. So yes, it does come with age and maturity as well too,
Yes.
and handling your shit, whatever it might be
Yes.
that you chose to bestow
Hmm.
on you.
Speaking of that, I remember in 2017, my mom came to it was my first national show and I wasn't ready, but my mom told me how bad my attitude was. And then she's comparing it to now. She's like, she comes to the shows midweek now, like Wednesday. It used to be Monday because she's like, first of the week, you're moody, you don't have food, so I'm staying away from you. She comes now, she's like, okay, you can walk, you can talk around, and you know, like I'm like, I'm able to walk, I'm able to talk, and I'm able to function. Versus in the past, I was just irritable and I had no energy. And it's like I'm able to be a little bit playful. I'm still moody, I'm still like I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
smart tongue, I'm very condescending until I eat Thursday, Friday. This year I did zero carbs. So my mom would ask me a question that was like she knew the answer to, and I'm like, I'm not answering that. But still, she says I'm a lot better versus the past, and she says it's maturity, just like you
It
said.
is. I remember my first few preps. My brother, he used to eat ice cream in front of me and be like,
Oh,
and be like, fuck you. And I
you
would
see.
whack it out of his hand.
Really? Oh,
Because he
wow.
would like full on hazing me, like, tastes so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
And he would
yeah.
like put ice cream all over the place and
Oh my
purposefully
God.
like drip it all over it, like,
Oh, that's funny.
just to be an
Wow.
asshole.
Wow.
But
Well, that's what brothers are
after a
for.
while, like in prep, it got to the point where I could be like, yeah, and that's why you look like that and I look like this. Eat that fucking ice cream.
Eat it, because I'll have some.
Would you say now though, like you've been doing it for so long, so I can see somebody eat something I don't crave it. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's whatever. Because at work, the guys are like, I'm sorry to eat in front of you. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I prep all the time. Like I chose to do this.
yeah.
It's just like the other day at work, they're like, I don't know how you do that. And I'm like, my response is like, I'm not doing this I don't like it. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I'm not going to do something I hate. This is my choice.
Yep.
And the
Yeah.
guy's like, oh, we can see that. I'm like, you think I'm just going to sit here and suffer for no reason?
Because this is
Just-
fun.
yeah,
It's kind of funny people put so much emphasis on food, like in the daily life. Like food is like such a big deal. Like
enjoy your life. That's
food,
the word.
eat. You need to eat this food. You should eat this food. It changes your like. I don't understand. Like, okay, like it's food. I enjoy food, but
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know. I guess I don't look at food like how a lot of people look at food. It's like such a big deal for them.
I don't know
Yeah.
too. Maybe a lot comes from our upbringing. For like my upbringing, with God bless her heart. But when my grandmother was alive, if I didn't eat her food, it was offensive to her. Like I
Mm.
didn't like her cooking. She would yell at me. She was like, "What? You don't like my cooking?" And I'm like,
Well, that's tough.
Yeah, you better eat it. Yeah.
You
yeah,
got to eat it then. Yeah.
But I like my grandmother, man. I liked her food. She made all kinds of stews. I actually grew up eating a lot of
yeah."
stew,
But then if
steaks
you
and
are in prep
stews.
and you're at grandma's house,
Oh
yeah,
no!
you better
Well,
You
you're
got
not
to
doing
eat it. You
that.
got to
Well, you're
eat
not
it.
going to. Don't go to grandma's house on prep. That's the first mistake.
Well,
Yes.
gotta
Go
see
show
grandma
up. I
though.
don't know.
And she used to be weirded out. Like, what do you mean you brought your food? I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah,
bought my Tupperware. I got food, grandma. She's like, no. And she's like, whip up something. I'm like,
yeah.
What about the relationships? Anybody ever been in a relationship and your significant other makes you something and you say you can't eat it and then they get really pissed? They're like, well, I'm never cooking anything for you again. I'm like, but I'm in prep. I can't eat that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's one of those things where I think that you gotta have a better understanding with them.
I've been there. It was years ago, but I've been
Yeah,
there before.
maybe the conversation didn't take place beforehand.
Or
So
they make you something and you're eating it and it's like, what the hell is it? Tastes all buttery, And then
yeah,
you're in the kitchen washing your chicken off, and she comes out there and she's like, flips out and kicks you out of the house. That happened when I was 21. That's just years ago. That's just an old story. I thought it was
oh my
freaking
god.
hilarious. I thought I'd bring it up. Well,
Yeah, because you've been bodybuilding for how long?
I started when I was 21.
21.
Yeah, 21. And
That's
like I had instant success, and then it got hard. Then I was a terrible dieter. I used to cheat like crazy.
Mm.
Get hard, get 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, and eat a whole pizza, and eat a whole bunch of ice cream, and then I'm trying to throw it up and crying in the bathroom. You know, it was terrible. It was not good for me mentally, you know. And now thinking about it now, I could do it all. Like I can't do it. I'm getting better. Every year you get better, but still I have my problems now, but it's a lot better than where I was like over a decade ago. I was a terrible dieter. And then mentally I was a nutcase, you
Mm.
know, moods, angry, you know, mad at the world, and I'm doing it to myself, you know.
Isn't it interesting? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, what do you think made you start bodybuilding though? Like, what was it?
You know, I played football and I quit football and I needed another outlet and I did bodybuilding and I had instant success at first. And then there's always levels to it. Then you get to that
Yeah.
next level and it's like, damn, this is really hard. You know, I gotta,
Yeah.
you know, you get to a certain point. I used to always get to a certain point when I was like almost show ready. And then psychologically it would have hit me that it was very hard. And it's like, I gotta feel like this for the next 6 weeks.
Oh, I
And then
see.
it's like, and then you keep pushing it. And then like at the time I'm immature. So I'm like, I have a stressful day. I go home and eat a whole jar of peanut butter, and then I check in with my coach, and he's like, "Why are you up 10 pounds?" You know, and then I'm like lying to him, and then meanwhile I'm going to Burger King eating like burgers after burger. And then I
Oh
try to
man,
substitute it by doing 2 hours of cardio, and it never worked. I did that for 5 years straight almost.
really?
Yes, and
Wow.
and it was the local shows. I'm trying to win the North Carolina title, and I could always get like second, third, fourth, and everybody was like, "This dude has." This is the thing I used to hear. Dude has the best genetics. If I had his genetics, I would win the Olympia. But he's immature and he doesn't have the mindset. That was a comment I used to have back home.
Okay.
So it took all the way to 2019 when I moved here that my mindset shifted. So
Mm.
and it took time. You know, it took me get my heart broken. Then I'm like, okay, I got to lock in. Then every year I would get in a bad relationship and use that for motivation for my preps. So
I remember that. Yeah,
I didn't do it intentionally. It will just happen like that.
It worked out though. Worked out
It
well.
worked out.
That's so
The good
funny
and the
how
bad.
people really miss the fact that you can't outwork your diet, period.
Yes.
Even like the little nibbles of naughty whatever you want to eat, man,
That's so
at
true.
the end of the week, it all adds up. You can't
Definitely
outwork it.
does.
Because I've done similar things like you. I've had those crazy, cheat and cardio, try to do 2 hours of cardio or something. And I've done it. Like I got
Yeah.
on that bike or treadmill or whatever. And like you're right. I mean, you can't I was just like, man, what's going on? Like
It shows at the
my
end of the
body
prep.
just wasn't going the
Yeah.
way I wanted it to.
And you know it's crazy. A lot of the clients think, I mean, we've been there in those situation. A lot of the clients like they're like, "Oh yeah, coach, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
I couldn't lose any fat for the past 5 weeks." You're
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever. Sure, we don't know what's going on. Like I've been there in your shoes, you fucking cheater.
I know. Like yeah, like all of us, we've done it. We've been there. We know what
Yeah.
happens. Like there's no way I have you down, X amount of calories now and this cardio and you're still just holding. It's impossible. Like it doesn't work like that.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
This sport's hard. It's hard.
It
It's not
is.
for everybody. That's always asked. Like, why are you doing this? Like, are you enjoying this? Like, because I've been there before. It's always asked, are you enjoying this? Like, what do you want to accomplish? You like, do you really want to do this? Because this shit's hard. It's like your relationships, your job, everything's gonna be 10 times harder. You might not be able to keep a relationship.
Yeah.
If you date another competitor, it's gonna be hell. It's very tough. You got two people that are very vain and they're dating each other. It's
Mm.
tough. Or if you got another partner that's like doesn't understand, it's just tough. It makes everything harder. But some people can do it easy.
Yeah. Some people can't do it easy.
Lonnie Coleman looked like he did it pretty easy, but he's a
I
freak.
know.
He's like a normal person. I'm like,
He was like on his video, right? He just seemed like normal.
yeah,
Like,
he's happy-go-lucky.
he was literally 2 weeks out, and he just seemed like he was just every day. He was going to work, putting a vest on,
Ain't nothing but a
sweating,
peanut.
walking around like he had no. I'm like this guy, but
It was the
again,
barbecue sauce that made him so
it's the
happy.
barbecue sauce that blew my mind. When I saw that, I was like, wow, he
Oh, he
prepped
had-
2 weeks out with barbecue
Hey,
sauce.
but look, his coach said that he knew he was doing that, so he had a lot of cardio, and he was doing
Yeah.
chocolate too, like Hershey,
He
like was
was.
it pure chocolate? Speaking
And
of,
he was doing cardio at night.
it was a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
But one thing I could say too before I leave, like my coworkers, they're like, one of them just said, he's like, yeah, you're kind of moody, man. You know, I was like, I warned you I was going to be moody. He's like, yeah, you warned us, but like some days you talk, and some days you won't speak to us. Like you just come in the office and you were silent, and we just leave you
Yeah.
alone. I'm like, yeah, because I feel like crap, so I'm gonna
Oh,
stay to
yeah.
myself. And that's why I'm like, I try not to like let people know my personal life anymore at work. You remember how transparent I used to be? You meet me and I just tell you my entire life.
Yeah.
I learned not to do that. I learned not to do that.
Well, that's probably a good trait to learn.
Yeah, because it's like that stuff will come back. It will come back to you. It's like,
Yeah.
and then people are like, just like when I'm in prep, they're like, "Oh, he's an asshole." Then your coworkers start hating you. Let them know up front though. I'm gonna start getting a little quiet. I'm gonna be to myself. I'm okay.
That's
So that's
funny.
one thing I know now. But I try to hide the fact I'm a bodybuilder. But it's getting to the point where I can't hide it. Like I'm walking around the store
No.
today, and two people came up to me, wanting me to give them advice, and they're calling me Mr. Olympia. I'm like, it's
Thank
pretty cool,
you.
but I'm not.
Like not Mr. Olympia, Mr. USA.
Yes.
I've been hiding it. I've been trying to hide it. I just keep it to myself. I'm like, it comes off as arrogant a little bit.
No,
But
man, ride the wave. Really
Yeah,
ride the
ride
wave.
it, dude,
Enjoy
ride
it.
it.
maybe.
Take the pictures, do other things. I mean, we talked about this on this podcast several times before. I was so busy looking for the next goal that I didn't celebrate what I accomplished thus far. Didn't take the pictures, and I was just like, nope, got one more goal. Don't got time for that shit. Let's just go. So celebrate it and really really enjoy that Mr. USA because
Yeah, soak it in, dude.
man, soak it
And
in.
and remember, man, make sure you change your Instagram to ifbb pro.
I'll
That
put Mr. USA 25 immediately.
no,
That's,
put that
that's
out
good
there.
enough.
No, but in your title, it's like Chris Knox, right? You'd be IFBB Pro because I know
didn't
it's a
even do
thing.
that,
I make fun of
man.
it. It's a thing, right? But
Yeah.
everybody does it. A lot of people will do it before even stepping off stage. They already got the
I
thing
didn't even.
changed.
I waited weeks, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't in my name. It was my profile, and then
Well, that's
after
cool.
a couple of months, I just took it
Yeah.
off. I'm like, nah.
Well, people they changed their whole Instagram handle,
Right after
right?
they get off
The
stage,
whole name is
Yeah.
changed now.
nah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with being an IFBB pro
It's
because there's more to me than just
yes.
being a pro.
Yeah. I'm just messing with you, but it's just funny.
If you have your own business and you're promoting yourself, I'll get it. But some of the top pros don't have that in their bio. They're promoting that's IFBB is a business. It's like
Yeah.
they're promoting themselves. Like, why would you
Right.
put another business in your title? That's just like
Right.
Phil Heath, Big Ramy and those guys don't
Yeah.
have IFBB. You can see them. They're professional.
Well,
But I get it. It's still a label. It's still cool to have in your bio. But for all the years I've been talking crap about it, I can't go back on my word.
I know. Well, that's why I said it because you would talk crap about people who did it. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey, don't forget.
I kind of want to do it, but I can't do it. So
Well,
it's
like doctors that put like PhD or whatever at the end of their name,
yes.
but they're not, physicians or whatever. They're just like doctors in mathematics or
Oh, that irks my lady. She gets really irritated. She's like, they're not a doctor. I'm like, okay, that's your world.
Because a lawyer technically can say he's a doctor,
Yeah.
right? Or if she's doctor, right? Because they got a doctorate of law.
That's a lot of dedication. That's
But-
a lot.
But people would think you're a doctor. Oh,
So if you had your doctorates in mathematics or what have you,
Yeah.
or in English, would you
well, you would be considered a doctor.
would you want us to call you Dr. Mark?
I would, I would.
If I had it in mathematics, damn, I'm not that good at math, but probably if I could get it in mathematics, I'd be like, hell yeah, I earned that shit.
I would definitely use it because it's like
Doctor.
I was never good at school. Like I just, I was a dumb jock.
Well,
so,
Put it on
Chiro-
your driver's license.
Chiropractors
yes,
have a title as doctor,
Yeah.
and not like chiropractor is not the same as a medical doctor as far as the
Right.
amount of time it takes, right, and years it takes to get it. So I don't know. I mean, but hey, if you could get it, I guess then, and if it's an actual title that they give you, then why not use it? I guess, right?
yeah.
And if you have a business, like you were saying, for sure it would help your business by
Yes.
saying that you're a doctor, for sure. Yeah. If you're smart
Are
like
you gonna
that.
keep your whole bodybuilding career just bodybuilding? Are you gonna go into like the industry and be a trainer and do all of that? And
Well, the thing is, I got me and my buddy. I'm setting up an app right now for
Okay.
personal training.
sweet.
So that's one thing I want to do because I want to get out of working. I work construction, and I want to get out of that. Because it's very taxing and it makes it hard to prep. So I want to be able to just be able to go where I want when I want, and I just want to be able to go internationally and compete in
Oh,
multiple
nice.
shows a year and do this for the next decade. And then when I'm done, I can go back to if I want to go back to being a safety officer, I can do that, or I can do something in the industry. I just got to build my legacy so I can have my name to live off of, as far as that goes. Like have my own show one day if it's here or someplace else, or, run a show or do something overseas, have enough clients that it takes over my current income.
Mm,
Something I want to do. There's a lot of things I want to do. And this week I got that program to set up, for personal training. So yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. There's a lot of things I'm working on right now. I'm really ADHD right now. I'm high energy, so I don't know what I want to do yet. But yeah, I'm working on a few things.
Yeah, I remember you had told me before you'd want to own a gym. You'd want to specifically own this gym.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be
I
great.
remember, I remember you had talked to me about that
Well,
before.
at least you're
So
looking like down the road because I mean, you're talking about doing construction and bodybuilding. That's both very taxing,
Yes.
jobs. Now it's a job that you're an IFBB pro. It's a job.
Luckily, the type of thing I do at work is just talk and I
Oh,
watch and observe. I'm just safety. So,
oh,
but
not
still,
too
it
bad.
gets tough,
Out in the
although,
yard.
yeah, I'm like out in the sun watching the guys and I get a little annoyed, but is the guys actually doing the work? I don't think I could do that.
Oh,
I see, Kiala's in the gym. He works paving and always
oh
giving
yeah,
compliments. I was like, I don't know how you prep with a family and get on that hot asphalt. I couldn't do it.
yeah.
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to. Like I worked the job last year for 3 days and I quit because it was like I was in the tunnels at Red Hill and I'm like I can't do this. Like I can't. Like it's just too hard. I want to compete in bodybuilding and it was good money too.
mm,
And I was like, give up all this money just so I can compete in bodybuilding. And I go to a show and I get second place. That's what I was thinking afterwards.
yeah,
So it's a risk.
yeah. That's hard. I mean, yeah. So because even and you're a safety officer, right?
Yeah.
So you're not out there like throwing hammers down or
No,
nothing.
I
But
wouldn't do it. I always say to guys, this is all for looks. This is all cosmetic. It's not for physical labor.
that's
That's
true.
they
Yeah.
ask me to move something, they see all the
Exactly.
muscles. I'm
That's
like,
true.
no, no,
A lot of
no.
people don't
Yeah,
know. We've talked about this
yeah.
before, but people don't understand. Like, yeah,
This is all show no
it's
go.
all show no good. Yeah, yeah. It really because
I'm very strong in a controlled environment, but not out there because I've learned those guys outwork me. Is this their body position, the way they pick up stuff? I'm
yeah,
not as strong.
it's different.
The
Yeah, it's
agility
different.
for it is different. Yeah.
It really is different. Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, that's cool though. So you're gonna be staying here in Hawaii, I'm sure, right? This is
Yeah,
your home
I don't.
base, and
Yes, I don't see not unless I get that offer to the Middle East to go to Dubai or
Oh,
something
oh,
like
one
that.
of
nice.
those
I would do
deals.
that. I
Work
would.
out at that oxygen out there.
I would love that. I would
Oh,
love that.
one
The
of those
O2 gyms and
deals.
stuff. I would
Yeah.
love that, but I'm here in Hawaii. This is home. Like I don't want to change up anything that's is I've been successful so far with the team and going to this gym. I don't want to change up anything because it's been working. I've been
Mm,
progressing every year, and I think it's stupid to change up something that's been working. It's like switching with Dave, staying with Dave, staying with the same woman, staying with all that because it's been successful. I won
yeah.
the overall at a show and I've been growing, and that's the whole ideal is to progress from one show to the next. So I'm
Yeah.
keeping it the same unless I get that
Interesting.
Dubai deal. So
So with Dave, I know he's really big on keto. Did you go through like a keto style into the show or just standard like
100% keto.
yeah?
I had
That's
zero
cool.
carbs, zero carbs, and he was
Wow.
trying to deplete me the last 2 weeks. So 70 minutes of cardio and zero
Jeez.
carbs, and like he was telling me, he's like, "You're still not flattening out. Like I don't know what's going on." And he's like, "Up, do another 20 minutes of cardio." So some days I had 90 minutes of cardio, and I felt good. It's like that keto. It helps the brain. And this is the healthiest I've ever been blood work wise. I don't think I can ever go to a traditional
Mm-hmm.
bodybuilding workout with just protein and carbs and very little fats because I've always felt like crap in those diets.
Oh, interesting.
So the keto diet is great, and then when you add the carbs back in with the fats, it makes me really full. Like it gives me mental clarity. I'm happy, but yeah, it's total keto.
Interesting.
A
Yeah.
lot of avocados, a lot of macadamia nut oil, nuts, whole eggs. It's really good, and like I think anybody that's trying to lose weight, I would say it's probably one of the like Tony Freeman's big on it.
Yeah.
He
Mm,
said that when he quit his bodybuilding career and he went back to eating normal, he got really sick
oh wow.
and his body wasn't processing carbs properly because he did keto that diet for so long. And then when he went back to it, and he got his labs done, everything stabilized. So the keto diet is where it's at for certain people, not for
Yeah.
everybody, but
Yeah.
for me so far, it's been the most beneficial compared to the traditional bodybuilding workout.
So what
Interesting.
kind of protein ratio do you have? Like how
I
much?
couldn't tell you. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you. I have like, well, I would say 50 grams of protein per meal.
Okay.
8
Fair.
ounces of protein meat wise, but I have my surprisingly people think it's crazy. I have 2 shakes a day. during prep, but I have like a tablespoon of peanut butter with those shakes. And I know people are like, that's absurd. You need to eat, solid meals while you're in prep, but it
Well,
works, it works for me.
yeah.
I do cut it out the last 3 weeks, but yeah, I'm
That's
hyper
crazy.
right now. I'm sorry. I'm just
No, that's
rambling.
awesome because a lot of people fear going keto style into a show, right? Because it's high fat. People think fat is fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
It those fats will help you grow. It would help. Like my carbs are very moderate. Like even now, like my all season, I have like 200 carbs a day, but my fats are extremely high, and I grow off of that. And while I'm in prep, I have 160 carbs a day. It's not a lot. And people look at my diet, they're like, "You're barely eating anything." And I see other people's diets, and they're eating all these carbs, and I'm like, "That's why you're not in shape."
Hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I
Mhm.
think too, we talked about before, like the carbs, the food in America is not exactly the greatest
No.
carb source either.
Yeah.
Either, so you're probably better off getting like grass fed meat.
Yes.
I mean, do you crave a lot on that type of diet?
I don't have any cravings. I don't even have an
Really?
appetite half the time, and that drives Cat mad.
Interesting.
I can go for like 4 hours without eating and I feel normal. But I think that's my body is adapted to dieting. It's like
Mm.
all the years of dieting, I don't crave anything unless the last 2 weeks I start craving sweets. But I don't like I used to chew all the gum. I used to drink all this like stevias and
Mhm.
Splendas. I used to actually take the packets, Crystal Light, and pour it in my mouth. I don't have those cravings anymore.
Wow.
That was like years ago when I did the traditional diets, but now my cravings are at a minimal. I just love my avocados, my whole eggs. So
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
funny how the fats keeps you a lot more satiated than
yes,
people think. You need carbs and the sugar to feel that satiation.
I think
yes.
it takes time though. I think if you're used to a person that's used to sugar, obviously I'm not saying that you're addicted to it, but you're used to it and the bacteria in your stomach and
Yes.
your body, I think it takes time because I have this thing, man. I like sugar, like sugary
Yes.
juices and stuff like that. And especially when I'm dieting, that's the first thing I crave is like
Oh
something
yeah,
like a
yeah.
juice, like a sugary juice, right?
That makes sense.
Um, and it's hard for even if I'm having a high fat diet, like keto diet, like I just start craving that sugary juice. You know,
Remember what I said about the sweets for me? Because I barely have sweets. So like, they got me a cake and stuff. Like, my skin actually burns when I have sugar because I go I have no sugar ever. And these
Mm.
like in my all season I don't eat sweets because I don't like sweets.
Right?
So when I do have it, like at the airport, I was telling them I was like I was having cold sweats and I thought I was gonna die.
I've
You
had
know,
that happen before.
yeah, it's not a good feeling. And like I can eat all the burgers and fries I want and I'm fine. But as soon as I have like a candy bar or a piece of cake, I feel like I'm gonna die, and it
Interesting.
sucks because that's what I want after the show. It's like pancakes. I know it's like we went to a restaurant. I'm like, can I get zero sugar syrup? And everybody's like, what? I'm like, I got pancakes and everything, but I'm using it's like it doesn't make any sense. And I got like a diet Pepsi, and they're like
Mhm.
all this junks on my plate. So, but I know it's gonna make me sick, so I gotta have the zero sugar syrup. So yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I've always loved juices growing up. Like I ate a lot of fruits and
yeah.
juice, and so I don't know if that's just I'm just used to that. You know what I mean? Having that in my diet, and maybe it's a mental thing too. But
We talked about, I think, a few weeks ago, the sugar diet.
hmm
I think Mark Bell and a few other guys, Chase Irons was on it for a little while. So it's like virtually almost no protein, minimal amount of fat, but primarily sugar substances, sugary substance, specific types, and on top of fruit. I don't know. Like, I
well,
don't
the
think I
banana
would.
diet
It's,
too,
it's I
right?
was about to bring that up. Is
Yeah,
that
the
like
banana
because I
diet.
Yeah,
know
it's kind of
Randy
like
Randy
that.
does that and
Yeah,
He
Randy,
does the
Shadows does
Randy.
banana
that.
diet. Yeah.
How's that work? I'm
Yeah.
curious because I saw him eating dates the week of the show, and I'm like, how's he eating dates? And he was in shape, and I'm like,
He
how?
does. I mean, they've told me the diet before, and it's like I think they only have
HC2
like
diet or something like
one.
that.
I think you only have like one solid protein a day, and then you have like a couple of shakes, and then the rest is
I'm
bananas.
already out. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
No, I actually kind of tried it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through a week because just the whole limiting of just those three things. Like I was like, oh
Did you
man,
go to
like
the bathroom a lot? It sounds like diarrhea, honestly.
I don't remember honestly. I just remember being like really hungry, like starting to like
Oh
because
God,
I like
that's
to
how it
eat
works.
eggs. I like to eat eggs. I
Eggs are
like to
great.
eat steak.
I like
I
steak
like
and
having my
eggs.
chicken.
Oh, that's
So
That
good.
was
those
my
type of
thing.
foods, right? And then of course I like rice. whenever I'm dieting, I do like rice and
Yes.
stuff. But yeah, I was like, oh, how do they diet like this? Because I just never felt you drinking shakes, dude. Think about it. Shake, I'm just never feeling
Never
full.
feeling
Like I
full.
just feel
Yep.
hungry all the time. Because shakes, actually, I feel like shakes makes it worse for me.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
Yeah, me
pre-digested
too.
food. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't. It's
So it
just
makes my cravings
it goes
go
straight to your
worse.
body. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how these guys do it.
I hate my shakes when I'm really close to the shows. I got to throw
Yeah.
so much ice in it. And I get a little baby spoon. I'm eating it, and like
You try to blend it and make it thick so it's more like a meal,
and
right?
it's mostly water. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's ice. I'm chewing on
But dude,
ice.
these guys, I think they're doing like 25 bananas a day or something.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine? But they're blending them, right? But can you imagine eating that much
That
banana?
sounds like deep in prep. That might be pretty rewarding the last couple of weeks.
Maybe I'm gonna get Randy on here. Maybe I get Chavez
Yeah,
too. I'll
that'd
try and
be
get one of
great.
them on here and talk to them
Yes.
about it because I don't know how they. I don't know how they even do it. I don't know. I
Bananas are
tried
kind of
it for a little
expensive.
bit,
25 a
and
day.
they are expensive. They go to a farmer's market or something like that.
Gosh.
He was
I'd
telling
get sick
me.
of bananas
I would too.
really quickly,
Oh, get sick of
no
it.
matter how
Get
you
sick of it.
prepare
And then
it.
you know when you blend it, I would blend it and do different things, and I always had this bitter taste to it, like this weird bitterness when I was drinking it. I couldn't get away from it, and I would try and mix different things in it. I was like, I don't know how to get rid of this
Make you
taste.
diabetic. All that damn sugar. I don't know.
Well, supposedly there's, I mean, they say it's different, right? When you blend it compared to when you eat it as a
I
whole.
don't know.
You know
That
that
about
right,
sweet
right,
potatoes.
right.
Like if you
Potatoes,
warm it up and then you boil it,
Right.
it's
It's
different.
like
I'm like,
it
what?
changes its
The glucose
structure,
index, yeah.
and then the glucose index changes, depending on the way you eat it, right?
I gotta
How
look.
you
Is there
prepare
any
it.
studies on this? Like,
Supposedly, there are studies on like potatoes, on different things, right?
okay,
Like say, okay, raw banana. I'm not raw. Ripened bananas that are overripe, those are the worst, they say. That's the highest dextrose,
see that?
sugar content is if it's like almost brown banana,
They're really sweet.
it becomes right. You notice the flavor the flavor changes a little bit,
Yes.
right? As compared to when it's a little bit more raw, it's more bitter, right?
Yes.
So supposedly it's more sugary, I guess,
Okay.
if it's older, right?
Like my
So-
mom, like say for instance, she's like, I always tell her like you pre-diabetic. If she has a banana, she gets dizzy. So that's not a good sign. That's how I know they got a lot of
That's
sugar. in
dangerous.
them.
Yeah, sugar,
Yes.
yeah. Interesting.
But it
yeah.
proves to show, I mean, everybody's body is different. So you can't really take your friend's cookie cutter diet and think you can use that to prep
That's
yourself
right.
into
Yeah.
a show. So I wonder how it does with AI now contest prepping people.
Oh, that's a thing now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would. Yeah. I wonder. I need to ask AI because apparently I have two daughters, and I get my motivation from my two daughters. Yeah.
Oh.
I asked AI. Yeah, it was that, and I forgot. Yeah, I have two daughters. It was something else that it said. I'm like, okay, I didn't know I have two daughters. Yeah,
What did you ask it for it to tell
like I
you
said,
that?
it says where does Chris Knox, the new current Mr. USA, finds his motivation, and it said his motivation comes from being the father of his two daughters, and I was like, okay, I was like, I had to repost it. It was pretty
Well,
funny.
don't you have a dog?
Yeah, I have a dog.
That
I
could be
have
your
two
daughter.
cats.
Oh,
Two cats.
maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I guess Zena's a girl, and then Mila's a girl, and then I have Lionel.
So I don't know.
Thundercats, so I got two girls, I guess, technically.
Technically,
Yeah.
who knows? Or yeah, I don't know.
Hey, don't bring
Man,
up my facts.
AI is not 100%. I know. I was not gonna go there. He called me. AI is not 100%. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Let's just yeah, Chris, you know me too well. You're like, oh, he's gonna go
That'd
there.
be a
No, I'm not.
nightmare. Some
I'm
of the
not gonna
previous
go
girls
there.
out there that shoot.
You remember back in 2016? You're like, oh wait, what?
I got
It was
OnlyFans
Friday
girl,
night.
porno girl. Hey, I don't want babies with those girls.
No.
I'm sorry.
We're not even going there.
Okay, we can take that
No,
out if we want.
We're not even going. We're not even going there with those. No, those were learning experiences for
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
But technically, OnlyFans girl became OnlyFans after you broke up.
Yeah. True.
So
That's true.
yeah. So you weren't.
Yeah, that's
with
very
her
true.
while she-
Hey,
You're in
no,
the
no, no.
clear.
She
You're in
probably
the
was
clear.
doing that.
You think
She-
so?
She was doing that while I was
Ah.
over. I just didn't know. I was just dumb. I didn't know. It was writing on the wall. It was happening.
Yeah, you were just caught up in there.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all good. I can look back at it and laugh at it now.
Yeah,
You rubbed it in my face anyway.
I did. I did. Well, because you were stuck on it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get you over the hump, and I was just tired of hearing about it. So I was just making sure that you knew everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was good fuel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, It was like a couple months, and I was like, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit," because all my guy friends was roasting me over it. They thought it was funny. So,
Yeah, some of your friends would send you like pictures and shit,
100%
videos, and
pictures, all pictures, all types
they'd
of
send them
memes,
to,
and
Jesus Christ.
that's
and then he'd send it to me, and I was like, "What? Why? What do I want to see?" He's like, "Check this out, bro," and I was like. I think honestly, I couldn't even say nothing. I felt bad for him. Like I didn't even have a. It
I was
actually shut
over
me
it at
down.
that point. You know, I was like,
It actually shut me off. I don't even care. Look at this, bro. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, well, damn, dude.
Sharing's caring. He did the
Sharon's
bro
caring.
thing.
He was
He did
sharing
the
it to
bro
me.
thing.
He did the bro thing, and and I
He didn't have to pay for it. He gave it to
No.
you for free, man.
it's all on Google. You can, everything's free. You can
no,
find
it's all
everything.
good. It's all good. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, dude. I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's good that you moved on from that one. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's crazy because she's something else.
Oh,
Anyway.
speaking of turning pro, I think that there was a thing with not Sean, Ray Ronquillo wanted the new updated IFBB pros from 2024. So now
Oh
you're
yeah,
on that
so
list.
you get to
huh?
go to the
And
Was that
yeah,
that's the
his
Friday,
show.
September 12th?
I believe.
Yes. I think he
Oh, he's gonna
contacted
do it.
he contacted Kat and wanted to get my number. So definitely, what are they doing? Are you giving out rewards or
They just want to give you like, hey,
An announcement,
Kudos.
and
Oh,
you'll go on
nice.
stage, and they'll just kind of bring you guys out.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
who all turned pro in the past couple of years?
Well, Raquel from
Yeah,
here,
yes.
she turned pro and fit model. You, Chad did.
Yeah, Chad did.
But
Yeah,
when did Chad turn pro?
last year
Was
at
it
North
last
Americans.
year?
Yeah,
That's right, last year,
yeah.
North Americans. Did they ever do anything for him or no?
no.
So he never did something.
He did
Okay.
good at his pro debut.
Well, he
too.
did get a thing at
Sean
Sean
Ray,
Ray.
Sean Ray's.
They did
Yeah.
give him some type of reward there,
Mhm.
award or whatever. Yeah, so
Johnny
that's good.
Lakesay turned pro.
John, don't forget,
yeah.
good old
he
we
went
gotta get him
pro.
on here.
Was it North Americans?
Yeah,
North
it was
Americans.
North
yeah.
Americans. Yeah, we gotta get him on here. I know. Jed said he's gonna bring him.
Okay.
I talked to him.
Next.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him on here. So
They had no
get
middleweights.
ready.
Typically, the middleweights always go pro. It seems.
Isn't there a thing though now that I heard, and I don't know, it depends on what show it is, but I heard that if there's not at least 5 competitors,
Yeah,
they're not giving a pro card.
That's been a rule for the past, I think, year or so.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
been
you-
there longer.
So it's got to
when-
be 5 at
Okay.
When I
least.
was competing and vying for my pro card, it was the same thing. If there was not enough competitors to fill the 5, they're not going to reward a pro.
And that's 5 basically. Okay.
The talk of the show at this past USA's, it was like the female divisions they weren't really loaded, and they gave
Mhm.
like 7 pro cards or I forgot what it was, like 7 pro cards, and it was 12 girls.
And people were upset about it.
They were like, they're giving out too many pro cards.
Oh, 12 girls total.
Yeah, something like that.
And they were giving out first and second
7 pro
places.
cards. Yeah,
That's pretty good odds, man.
but you
12
know-
girls in top
Just
the
gotta
top 2.
enter.
I'm all for it because cream is going to rise to the top anyway. So it's
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
a business. Give out the cards. They don't hold the same meaning as the 90s or early 2000s anyway. So
Yeah.
they go compete at the top level. They're just going to get beat.
Yeah.
And it's just bringing more money revenue to the industry. So it's like it is what it is.
Mhm.
But bodybuilding is just one card. So
Right.
like I was like running around backstage and I asked one of the promoters, I was like, "Are y'all giving out 2 pro cards?" Because somebody told me y'all giving out 2 pro cards per class. And the guy looked at me. He's like, "How long have you been doing this show?" That's all he said to me. And I was like, "Oh, so 1 card?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay."
He's like, how long?
Bodybuilding is the toughest division, and they only give out 1 card. I think they should give out 2 and then pull from the other divisions. To be honest,
NPC Nationals will give out
Yeah.
2. That's it feels better when they give out 2 cards because it's like, okay, that's what I was asking because
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, it's tight. I was like in my head, I'm like, I might get second place. I want to get this pro card. I just want to get this over with. I don't want to have to wait another year or go to North Americans again.
that's what we
Oh,
were
I
talking
see.
about too.
Yeah.
I thought they gave out 2 at USA's, but yeah, my mistake. They only gave out 1, and we brought up that subject too. Would you go to,
Had to do it
North-
last year.
Yeah, right, back to back, right, 4
It's-
weeks,
it's-
5 weeks
You
apart.
know how it is. It's so hard to get right back on the diet
Yep,
and
it
go another
is.
5 weeks.
I couldn't do it.
And then if you don't get the result like last year, I was like depressed, eating like, Dairy Queen after the show and ate myself into a coma. And I like literally ate so much that I passed out on the couch and I woke up and I was just no abs, no nothing in one night. Then I get home and I'm like 265 and then I was 280 and then I had to get on blood pressure medication because I'm like eating everything,
Oh, you got the 280?
like in a couple
Wow.
weeks.
Overnight.
And then I
Wow.
had to cut back because Dave was like, "You got to get blood work. Something's wrong with you."
Oh, he was
says
worried.
he told me to stop eating.
Coming from Dave too. I mean, that guy was a freak,
Yeah.
So
Get on blood
Yeah.
pressure medication. Everything's stabilized eventually. Then I stopped eating all that, and then I started drinking red wine and pizza every night. I was just depressed. I'm like, damn, I got to wait a whole nother year. Blah blah blah.
yeah.
I'm not doing that this year though.
How is it? I mean, working with Dave, and you had other coaches, right? And
Dave
working
is
with Dave,
Dave
how was it with him?
Dave is great. Like when I first worked with Dave the first year, I guess, I was getting to learn, I was getting to know him. So he was really on it. Like he would text me, ask me how I'm doing. Now it's like, I don't get the plans anymore. And it's cool because I know what's going on. Like the last week, we text and he's like, "What are you doing?" Okay, I'm like, "I got this food, I got this." And then the night before the show, I'm like, "Dave, I got everything. This is what I'm gonna do." And he's like, "Oh yeah, let's do that." And that's how it is. It's cool, but I know how he works.
Hmm.
And Dave is I love the fact that the diet is like really low calorie to a certain degree, and you get to eat a lot of burgers and fries.
Oh, I
Because
see.
I was eating every Thursday and Saturday. It was great. This
Oh, he
prep,
gives you Thursday, Saturday burger fries?
that was this prep. And no, he didn't even give me. He just told me to have a cheat meal. He didn't even tell me what to do. Like
Oh, on
previous
Thursday,
preps, he
Saturday.
told me to
Okay.
go to McDonald's and have like 8-ounce burger and have fries. This year, I got a little out of hand on certain cheat meals, and he's like, "Well, how the hell are you gaining 12 pounds?" And then by Wednesday, I would lose all the weight and some, And I was doing
Uh-huh.
that twice a week, and he was like, "How are you? Are you holding extra water or something?" Then by the end of the week, I'll be shredded again. He'd be like, Thursday, he'd be like, "Go get a refeed. You lost 15 pounds." That's how it was every week.
Yeah.
And I would go to Chili's and get me a big burger, 2 sides of fries, onion rings, all the sauces, eat that, eat a whole bunch of nuts, and then come the weekend, I'm like 250. And then I eat another cheat meal because he would give me 2. And then I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm heavy." Check in on Monday, I'm like 247. And he'd be like, "Keep my cardio at a minimum." Check in on Wednesday, I'm down 15 to 16 pounds. That's how it was the last 4 weeks.
Mm,
So I think with the heavy ass training, I'm way off subject. I'm sorry. Days have been
yeah.
great.
No,
Days
that's
been great.
great. No, that's great. No, I mean, no, it's great. Just keep going. But no, because you're actually cheat meal. So he told you just eat whatever you want.
Pretty much.
He
But
wasn't specific. So you just went for the burger fry thing.
yeah,
But
yeah. I wasn't eating
you,
pizzas, but he
I
told
mean,
me
I
to
was gonna
stop
say
doing that
you
shit.
could have. Oh, that's what I mean. So that's interesting to me as a coach to say. I never really do that.
Yeah.
I'm a little more specific of like, okay, you can have these things. But he said go do whatever, and then he shut it down, right?
Yeah, he shut it
Because
down.
pizzas, I mean, that's like whoa, that's on
I
the
was
deep
doing
end.
that every week. Extra large pizza, super supreme,
Yeah.
stuffed crust. I'm still getting in shape though. That's
Well,
like
no, I can see it,
he had.
but
I trained. I trained pretty freaking hard. So I was like, I would work all week. I'm like getting that cheat meal. I'm gonna go extra hard in the gym just for that cheat meal.
right.
And then like Chad Nichols apparently used to like with his clients. He used to do that. Like he used to tell Fuad, I think back in the day, take the day off. And Fuad's like, "What do you mean take the day off?" He's like, "Eat whatever you want." And Fuad would eat all day until he would like damn near throw up.
Okay.
And then he'd be like wake up and he'd be bloated as hell. And then by the time the next check in, he would lose all that weight and some.
Came down, yeah.
I don't think that's the healthiest way to do it, but for me, I like dieting like that because
Yeah.
it gives you a reward at the end of the week. You got something to look forward to versus like when I work with Patrick Tor, you know what you're eating every day. And when you're dieting for 30 weeks, like I did with Patrick Tor, prep can become very dark. It's
Mm.
like you have nothing to look forward to. You got the same meals day in and day out. Patrick gives you a lot of food though, because I couldn't eat all his food. It was like
Oh,
so many carbs. It was so much food. It was like 6 meals, and I only can eat like 4 meals half the time. And that's absurd because I have a big appetite. And
okay.
looking back, I'm like, damn, I wish I could eat all that now. Like the sweet potatoes, the cream of rice with the banana and Ezekiel bread
He
in the
was
morning.
feeding you a lot
It was a
then.
lot of food. And I came in like I gained so much weight that year and I placed 4th at USA's.
Mhm.
I guess it was like I almost feel like it was superficial muscle. Like it was just because as soon as I got all like I took a break, all that went away, and I showed up the next year 213 versus being 225 almost the year before. But I had a death in the family and I took some time off. But it took me years to get that muscle back.
Yeah.
So it's different. I like having the burger and fries, the cheat meals.
Yeah, I mean, that's everybody has their thing that they
Yeah.
like,
But
right?
what's crazy is you earned it. You were on point in your check-ins week, like, after week. I got some people like looking forward to a cheat meal, and you don't even look like you've been dieting to begin with. We're not talking about.
I know.
You don't need a cheat meal, okay? You need to get in shape. You need to progress before you talk about cheat
Hey, when
meals.
can we get that
That's
burger?
the
Never.
best when somebody asks you,
I
"Hey,
asked for a
when's
cheat
my
meal
cheat
2 weeks
meal?"
out, and Dave was
Yeah.
like, "No, no."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're gonna suffer these last 2 weeks." I'm like, "Damn it!" I was like, "Oh, why'd I ask?" Because I was just being greedy.
Okay, so now if you can, um, be constructive on this show as far as the physique that you brought to stage, like what do you think were some of the areas that you were weak or just could have been better?
My conditioning.
Your
My
conditioning.
conditioning, because I know, like, going back to my cheat meals, I could have been a lot tighter, but I could have
Like,
been a lot tighter. I've been tighter in the past, but it
do you
didn't win me. It didn't win me the fucking show.
do you think that is so? Do you think you would have been if say you were at 225? Say
I
you
would have
made it.
lost. I would have lost. I
You
would
think
have
you would have
lost it over.
lost?
Like, I actually had a conversation with the guy backstage. The guy that plays third in my class. He's like, if you
Okay.
would have showed up really hard, you would have lost to that guy tonight. The fact that you're full as a house right now is the fact that you're winning right now.
So
Because you're short. Yes.
that's interesting, right? So because a lot of people always, and I know for me, I always felt like the judges was always rewarding the guy that was the most shredded.
Yes.
That was the guy, right? But in this case, that other super heavy, he was pretty peeled, right?
Yes.
And he was probably a little bit tighter than you in certain areas.
Yes.
But you had more muscle than him, more thickness overall.
Yes.
And your shape is better to me anyway.
Yes.
So you beat him on that.
Yeah, it's bodybuilding. I
Right.
checked more boxes. They said my
Right.
conditioning was good enough to hang with him, and then I had better symmetry and balance.
That's
And that's
right.
how I won overall too. Because the guy he was way tighter than me, but my conditioning was just as good enough. And then like my symmetry was better than his, more
And I
muscularity and stuff. So that's how I won.
and I think that is a misconception that there's a lot of people out there now to this day who think, oh, if you're not the most shredded guy in the bodybuilding show, then you're not going to win. The most shredded guy should win,
Yes.
but that's not always the case because, like you said, it is bodybuilding.
Yep.
First and foremost, it's bodybuilding,
Yes.
and they should reward muscle, right?
Yes.
Muscularity, muscle, and then of course everything else, symmetry, shape, all that. Just because if you check all the boxes and this guy has you in conditioning, that's it. Maybe his glutes are a little bit tighter. To me, it doesn't make any sense. How are you going to reward that guy though to beat you if you check all the other boxes though?
Exactly.
If your shape is better, you have more muscularity, you have your symmetry is actually your lines are even better symmetry. But then, oh well, he has tighter glutes. He wins. See, I never did like that.
Yeah. It's prime example is North Americans last year because I was tighter than him. But it's bodybuilding. He's bigger than me. Kat
Yep.
even told me, she's like, it's bodybuilding. He's bigger than
Yep.
you. His condition is not as good as yours, but he's bigger than you and he looks good still.
I
And
remember
that's why
that.
he won. And it's the same example this year. Same exact
Yeah,
example.
you reversed it. So
Yes.
now you're the guy who took the place of that other guy.
Yes. And it's like Samson Dowda this year. He's like, when he won the Olympia last year,
Right.
he wasn't the most conditioned guy, but he was the most complete. And he checked more boxes than Hottie and, Derek. And
Yeah.
therefore he won the Olympia.
Because a lot of people have said, oh, Hottie should have won because Hottie's always the most conditioned.
It's not a conditioning contest.
In the top
Yep.
three, right?
Or it's not a glute contest either. That's Milo says that a lot. It's not a glute contest, because sometimes people are like, oh, his glutes are straight. He's in shape. But I'm like, what about everything else? His symmetry sucks.
Yeah.
He has a stomach, and he has crazy striated glutes, but what else does he have? Some
Right.
people are genetically just have striated glutes. And it doesn't mean they're lean everywhere else, which is crazy to me. Like, that's my hardest area,
Yeah.
So I lost shows off, having imperfections in my glutes. So yeah.
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 Thoughts, Mel?
No.
Thoughts on how it's judged? Like what?
This is still a bodybuilding show, and you have to check all the boxes from symmetry to muscle development and everything like that. As far as if you guys both had the same symmetry, same everything, and it was just a notch above as far as just conditioning, me personally, yeah, I may have given it, but that's considering that everything else down the line, was in
Yes.
alignment with like somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. I'm sorry, and it came down to it. I think that would be one of my stronger deciding factors would be the conditioning, though.
Yes.
Mhm.
Conditioning, we all know it's very hard to get.
Yeah.
You have to suffer to reach that elite level of conditioning. Therefore, it gets more hype than it necessarily does sometimes. Because if you get striated glutes and you peeled all over, that guy worked harder theoretically, not always, but theoretically he did something more. He suffered more than you.
Right.
So it gets rewarded more. That's how I look at it.
But you had a lot more muscle than the other guy.
I
Right?
mean,
lot
I've
more.
had Tyler. Tyler was shredded to the gills at Aloha Muscle, and he lost to somebody with more size. And I was heartbroken for Tyler. I'm like, fuck, I'm so sorry, dude. And the
Yeah.
guy who won over Tyler first place, it was his conditioning was actually terrible.
Oh man.
That's why it was even more heartbreaking.
Oh, that's bad.
If it's terrible,
Yeah.
you can't reward
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because that it takes discipline to reach,
Yeah.
a certain level of conditioning. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
But they rewarded the size in that show, so I mean,
Okay.
I saw a judge's perspective.
because I've seen a lot of shows where the conditioning was rewarded over muscle.
Yeah.
And
That's why I was worried at this show because it's like Cavs like that guy's tighter than you. They might reward it. And I'm like, and then like that's why I didn't get on social media because he was tighter than me in certain areas. I'm like, Dave was like, well, you're thicker. You're
yeah.
thicker all over. Your symmetry.
Oh, you were definitely bigger.
I like that. They said I was the thickest guy on the show, and
Yeah.
and here I was. It's like I was nervous because I'm short.
Yeah.
And going into a class where everybody's giants, in my opinion, is like, okay, am I really pound for pound? I was the biggest guy in the show.
That's kind of cool though,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
To
Like,
know
I'm the shortest,
in
but
the whole show you had like the thickest. You're the thickest dude. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty cool,
It
man.
feels good because every year there's like, you don't have enough muscle. You don't have enough muscle. Finally, I'm the biggest damn guy in the show, but I'm the shortest. This is like heavyweights taller than me. I'm like backstage, I'm a midget, I'm like, damn.
That
Okay.
reminds me of when I went to go see Angela up at USA's when she won her overall. She's like on stage, she was just like this little thing, and like all the tall girls, but she won overall. I'm like, oh, that's fucking
That's
classic,
awesome. Yeah.
right? Stacked. Like, I mean, it could be to your benefit that you actually look more,
It
Yeah.
felt
stacked.
really cool, like being on stage and it's like, and I was in the middle and I'm like, and I'm like looking at me left and right. And I'm like, everybody's towering over you. I'm dead center. It felt really cool. I'm like a little giant killer right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking in my head. So it was cool, because typically it's like, every like heavyweights. Not last year in the heavyweight class, I was still the shortest guy, but this year it was noticeable. I was
Right.
backstage. I had Allo behind me. I had that big guy in front of me. I'm like, these guys are tall.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not winning the show. So,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, you really thought you were.
Oh,
I
gonna
did
Allo
win.
was
not-
there at the show too.
Yes.
Oh wow.
He
Okay.
he just was a little flat. He ended up
Yeah.
placing outside of the top 5, unfortunately. He's better than that. He's way better than that because I thought backstage, honestly, I was like, it's going to be me and him. But, his legs were a little flatter this year. He just needs to eat up, and I think he over dieted a little bit.
Yeah, Allo's a big dude. If Allo comes in like
Peeled?
full and just he's gonna win that.
He can win.
so.
He can win overall at one of those shows. He's good
Yeah.
enough. And that's why it gets
He's
sucked. I just don't want him being disheartened. Like after the show, he was upset. I can tell he was upset. I would have been upset.
Yeah.
I want him to keep going because he's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. So hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for the ice cream cake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ice cream cake. Yeah. That's great.
I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I got to eat my next 2 meals, clean meals before I have my dog treat meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta do a little bit of walking around too, so I can get my steps up a little bit more.
That's right. Burn those extra calories, man.
I'm so hyper. It's crazy how my eat a little bit of food and it's like I'm happy again. Like
Isn't it
after
wild?
prep is like life is so much brighter.
You're a different person.
But
I know.
I do, before we end the show, I do got to ask though, now that you've actually achieved this milestone of obtaining your pro card, that monkey was more like a fucking gorilla that
Yes.
was on your back that you can let go of now, huh?
Yes, it's almost like it's the next phase of my life. That's how I'm looking at it. Unfortunately, it broke my damn trophy. FedEx. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
we were gonna bring that trophy here. It's like this tall, I guess, but
Yeah,
he had to kind of glue the arm.
Yeah, I had
together
to
again
fix
and
it,
bummer
but-
out, but that's a nice trophy.
it signifies a lot. It's like the next chapter of my life because it's something that is literally I felt like it's been holding me back because I put so much emphasis on winning that pro card. I know people may think that sounds a little cliche or a little ridiculous, but I'm a competitor and I want bodybuilding to ultimately be my occupation. And I had to seeing my friends and my peers go pro before me was very hard, sometimes. Now that I have it, I can actually say I'm a professional and I can do this for a living. So getting that pro card means a lot. It means the world to me, because I can work towards something that can actually bring me some revenue. And I'm on an international stage now. So yeah, next step in my life.
Awesome.
You talked about, before we end, you talked about this as far as being a business, being
Yes.
an IFBB pro. Do you feel like it's a responsibility of ours to maintain to keep looking like a pro, even if we're retired?
I don't know if you're retired. I don't know. Maybe yes and no, but I think that all depends on the individual. But I think,
If you don't look like one, take it out of your bio.
yeah, well, yeah, it's tough. I will say if you're like a Mr. Olympia or you're a top up competitor, I think you owe it to your fans and your people that follow you to look a certain way, But people do differently, Like this year being Mr. USA, I want to make sure I don't get too sloppy and I want to hold myself accountable. I have the motivation now versus the previous years. I'm like, we'll get sad and I'll half-ass do my off seasons. But yeah, I would say that varies from person to person.
Good answer.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you again for coming on the show and welcome to the fam.
So thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Right on. Well, Thanks everybody for watching this episode, and I'm sure we'll have updates throughout the year and next year with Chris. Just follow him on his Instagram. We'll put it down there, and you guys can check out his journey now to the IFBB Pro Leagues.
Yes.
Maybe one day the Olympia stage. We're hoping. Yeah.
People, I'm friendly now. You can talk to me. So
don't get mad at him.
He's got a
He
few
was
weeks.
dieting. Come on, just give him a break. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate
All right.
it, and we'll see you next time on Paradise Pump. Aloha.